HMG Weekly Wrap-Up. Bringing you the latest headlines in the news, what you missed on the podcast, upcoming events, community updates, and stories spotlighting our community heroes. This is where the week gets wrapped up, HMG style. And now, here's your host, Mr. Adam Bird.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know what. Happy Friday, everybody. That's what I meant to say. Welcome back because we weren't here last week. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good week. And we're already off to a great effing start because I can't even remember how to start the show. That's where we're at right now. How are you doing? Right? Yeah, I love it. It's great to be back in the home studio. Been out on the road, and we'll get into that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and share this out. You're not going to want to miss today's show. So by all means, share, because remember, folks, sharing is caring. So let's give me a hot second here. Let's share this out, and then we'll get started. I got a very, very special guest who I'm excited to have on the show today. Met her a month or two ago, I think, about that. IG, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Yes, we'll be on. Yes, I got to get you out on the show. Yes, thank you. All right. What do we got today? Listen, I got a special guest today joining us all the way from our nation's capital, I believe. We're in that area. She's a Army veteran. She is the host or co-host of the Dog Tags to Ownership podcast, which you can find on Heroes Media Group. Simply go to heroesmediagroup.com. And she's also the founder of Forces Brands USA, my friend, Julie Austin. Julie, what up, sis?
What up, Adam?
How you doing?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
You as well. Always a pleasure. I am so glad that you are here. We were talking a little bit offline, and yeah, I'm really glad you're here today. Put things into perspective. So, I want to dive into this. I want to dive into what you're doing and everything. And before we get into that a little bit, a couple of you, I want to say thank you to everybody out there in the HMG world. A lot of you guys asking if I'm okay, and why did I miss last week? Sometimes you just need to unplug, right? And last week was one of those weeks where I needed to unplug. I'm not going to go into too much detail yet, but there's some life changes that are happening here at the Bird's Nest. Things are going to be all right. Nothing, it's just some changes that are coming up, and I'll get into that. I'm not trying to be, secretive or anything like that, but there's going to be a lot of changes and a lot of movement over the next couple of months. And I just appreciate everybody's love and support. But we're back here today, and I'm super pumped about having Julie here. Julie recently brought her podcast over to Heroes Media Group, and she is a firecracker, one, and two, just a badass person to be around, and the stuff that she's doing. So we're going to get to know Julie a little bit more today, and kind of what she's doing. So, Julie.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about who you are. And you served what branch? How long? Let's start there.
So I was in the Army. I was a military police officer in the Army. I was an officer, so retired as a lieutenant colonel. Don't hold it against me. I know. I know you will, but it's okay. But yeah, so I came in the Army. I went to the Citadel, graduated, and came in the Army. I was only going to do a few years. Ended up staying 20, and just recently retired out of. Thank you. Out of Battalion Command at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and so I live right outside of DC in West Springfield, so right at the Mixing Bowl in that area. So
sure.
Yeah. So I'm also a military brat. So I tell people I served in the military for 20 years, but really I've served for 42 years because both my parents were in the service. So I've always basically been in the Army or around the Army. And then my wife still serves as well. So we were dual military, and so she's still in. So I guess now I get to be not only retired, but I also get to be a military spouse, which I'm super excited about because I think that's pretty cool. And learn more about the military spouse community. So that's a little bit about who I am and what I did.
Life in the military, huh? So you've pretty much, I'm assuming it is growing up that you've pretty much seen it all. I mean, did your parents, did you guys move around a lot when you were a kid as well then?
So we didn't. So both my parents were in the North Carolina National Guard, actually. So yeah, so I lived in North Carolina. My dad was drafted for Vietnam, did some tours in Vietnam, was on active duty, and then during the reduction, I guess, after Vietnam, he went into the North Carolina National Guard, and then my mom went into the North Carolina National Guard to pay for college, and then she ended up staying for 38 years. She was actually the first female. Yeah, she was the first female general for the North Carolina National Guard and retired as a 2-star. So she's really badass, I'd say. And then my dad retired after 33 years as a colonel. So in North Carolina.
First off, David, good morning to you, brother. Rich, appreciate you jumping on. Everybody over Instagram world, appreciate you guys. So the officer side of things make a little more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get it. See, in this household, that wasn't the same. Like when my son joined, he was just like, I was like, all right, you're gonna do this, and he's like, Dad, I want to do this, and I was like, if you're gonna join, you're gonna be an officer. It was like, go that route and do that, and ultimately, that's given what he wanted to do, kind of the choice he had to make anyway. So
yeah.
But it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I get it. He likes to. Last week, I was telling you offline, I'm just moving back to Austin, and I made some comment about officers. It was kind of like a half-assed, NCO comment, and he's like, I don't understand why they say the NCOs are the backbone of the military. He's like, I get you guys have to do the work. He's like, you guys got to hold the brain of the Army up or whatever, us being officers or whatever. And I just kind of like, you're such a smart ass. But
I like that. I might have to start using that. That's a good one.
My son's very
he's
I love him, but there's times where anyway.
I mean, somebody's got to hold us up, right?
Yeah,
so I guess it has to be the NCOs.
There it is, guys. That's all you officers out there that watch this. There's your freebie. It's about the only time you're ever going to hear that from me. I can tell you that right now. So you recently retired, and what got you into podcast? Because we had met, and you were telling me about your podcast, Dog Takes to Ownership. How did you get into podcasting? Is that something that you started while you were still in, or was this something that happened afterwards?
Yeah, so it was when I was still in. So I'm a avid podcast listener. I've been listening to podcasts. I really started back, I think, in like 2012 with the first Serial season that they did. That's like what got me into podcasting, and ever since then, just listened to them. But I knew I was going to retire. I had dropped my paperwork in November of 24. And I was just like looking up literature on business ownership because I've always, wanted to get into entrepreneurship. I've owned houses throughout the Army, and really that's what got me into wanting to get more into entrepreneurship and those types of things. And so I was just looking up like, hey, what are some of the benefits out there for veterans, military members who want to get into entrepreneurship? And I really couldn't find like a one-stop shop place. It was, you had to keep hunting and pecking and finding different things. So I came up with the idea of let's just start a podcast and a website and try to put the resources on there for folks and to tell people about entrepreneurship through other people's journeys of transition and also building their businesses. And so that was November 24. I texted my buddy, Matt. He's my co-host. And I said, hey, we're going to start a podcast. And he was like, sure, Julie, you have tons of ideas. This is going nowhere, but sure, I'll entertain what you're saying right now. And so I said, no, we're really going to do it. So I started buying podcasting equipment, and I started scheduling people to come on the show.
Yeah.
I reached out to Joe Byerly from the Green Notebook and was like, hey, Joe, I'm going to start this podcast. Like, can you just help me, tell me what I need to do? And so he did. And I booked him. You know, he was one of our first episodes. I was watching Shark Tank one night, and Ashley Sankar, she was on there for Hey 1920. And I literally, like, as she was talking and said she was a vet, I emailed her and was like, hey, I'm starting this podcast. Will you come on? And so she was our third episode. We had no idea what we were doing. But it was awesome. And so since then, every week we've released a new episode. We're on season 2 now. And we just, at first, like, I was reaching out to folks to bring them on the podcast to tell their stories of, we say dog tags ownership has 2 meanings. It's, turning your dog tags into ownership. So getting out of the service and getting into business ownership, but it's also about owning your life after service as well. So that transition process, going through it, and what you do afterwards, and finding your purpose and your why, and getting into entrepreneurship as well. So that's how the podcast came about. And now it's grown. It's got so big, and we have tons of people reaching out to us to come on the show. Like right now, we're booking episodes out in November right now, because we just have a backlog of people who are out there, doing the daily work of owning a business and want to tell their story. And that's really what we want to do. We want to amplify the voices of those who have a business, because I think for all of us, we served our country for something bigger than ourselves. And even when you get out of service, you still want to serve something bigger than yourself. And we do that through entrepreneurship and through business ownership, because we're serving our neighborhoods and our communities in America through our businesses. And a lot of times, everyday Americans don't know about those businesses and what we're doing and how we're providing for our neighborhoods and our communities and our cities and states. So that's what we want to do, is amplify those messages. And that's what we do on the podcast, is tell their stories.
And that's why they are part of the HMG family, folks, right there, because the purpose matches. I love that. Julie, let me ask you something. Since this is so very recent, you being out of the military, how's the transition been for you? Has it been easy? Is it? Are you finding it like, man, this is effing weird?
It's effing weird. I think every day is a different day. I was talking to Mara last week. We were talking about some stuff from Military Creator Con, and I was like, some days are good and some days are bad. Some days I'm like, what am I doing? And then other days I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And so just trying to figure out, I guess, myself and like who I am outside of the military. And I know everybody kind of struggles with that a little bit, is like that identity and getting a routine and trying to figure that out. Like, my wife will say all the time, like, all right, you need to get a routine. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm trying. But like, it's hard okay, what does that look like when you have a family and trying to figure those things out?
Do you feel like, I hear the word routine, like everybody says, find a routine, but I feel like a lot of times people get like, they find somewhat of a routine and then they get lost in it. And it's like, so if they have an off day from their routine, like all hell breaks loose and you think the world's coming to an end or something like that. So when I hear people say, hey, I got to get into a routine of doing this, that, I get it, but I want to highlight the importance of being flexible with your routine as well. Like if something happens, like, oh, I miss a work, like me, I'm up at 4, I'm usually at the gym a couple days a week. That hasn't been the case the last 2 weeks, and I'm starting to feel it, which is why you guys only see from here up. You know what I mean? It's like, that was part of a routine, and you got to be flexible with it, and you come up with different. And as business owners, that's the other thing. You really got to be flexible, I think, as entrepreneurs, because every day, like you said, Julie, is a new day, new challenges. And sometimes as entrepreneur, I have a tendency to think I'm 3-4 years ahead already. And it's like, hey, why don't we get through let's get through today successfully. Let's be productive, today. Don't be busy, be productive today. So I just throw that out there as you're making this transition. And I think you're already off to a good start because you've been podcasting now for a little while already. You mentioned that you've owned homes and stuff like that, and you knew that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, which kind of leads me into my next question is you started Forces Brands USA.
Yes.
What is that for the viewers and the listeners?
Yeah. So can I go back on one comment you just made?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to just say, I think the biggest thing that I've learned in the transition is grace. So giving myself grace and giving others grace, because like you said, every day is a new day. And every day you wake up and you're like, oh man, I got to do this, this, and this, right? As an entrepreneur or whatever you have going on with your family, all those types of things. So it's taking that step back to give yourself grace, but then give others grace as well, because you don't know what's going on in their life. And that's one thing that I've really been trying to work on for myself is that. And that's, so I just wanted to mention that because
I think that's great. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's like, take a step back. You're like, you cannot throat punch this person. Like no throat punching today. Like that's an everyday thing for me. Like okay, hold on. This person, I don't know what they're going through, but no, we're not going to do that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll get into Forces Brands USA. So Forces Brands USA is the only online marketplace for military, veteran, and military connected businesses that serve products, services, and podcasts. And we say the only online marketplace because yes, there's a lot of other websites out there that have military businesses on them, but those are more directories. Our platform is where you can go onto it. You can shop different veteran-owned businesses and put it all in one shopping cart and check out. Unlike other platforms that are out there, you can only go on those and go click on a link to that business and go direct to that business and shop that business from there. Our platform, you can go on it and shop. We have right now X-Ray. That's an X-Ray hat back there. An amazing apparel company, all made in the USA. We have Blazing Star Barbecue on there, Michael Starr. He is awesome. We have all his stuff on there. We have Grill Your Ass Off on there and all their products. We have Cloud Splitter Coffee is on there. We have Cross Sabers Coffee. I know I'm missing some right now, but we have a bunch of different brands on there, and you can go on there and you can pick from each of those brands, put it in your shopping cart, and check out from there. Unlike other platforms that are out there where you can just go and go to that person's website to shop. So that's why we say we are the only online marketplace for military, veteran, and military connected products, services, and podcasts. Because we also do have where you can go onto our directory side of it and go to somebody's website to see what they have. And then the last part of it is a podcast hub. And what we want to do is bring all the different podcasts onto our site, because what we found is when you go onto Apple, Spotify, and you're looking for a military podcast, there's no category for that. And so we want people to be able to come on, see, hey, there's these amazing podcasts that are out there, but I didn't know about them. And I didn't know that they were hosted by somebody from the military community. And what they're talking about is amazing. And that's a cool podcast that I want to listen to. And so you can see it on our platform, and then you just click on that podcast and it will take you to either their Apple, Spotify, or their website, whatever they have, YouTube, to listen to that podcast, to do that. So, and then our big thing is the hashtag Replace One Challenge. You see it in my name here. And that's because we are trying to get everyday Americans to replace one product, one service, or one podcast from someone who served our country. And if we can do that, then we are amplifying the messages of our community to the everyday American so that they know, hey, we served our country, but now we're serving back to our mission at Dog Tags Ownership. Now these brands are serving their neighborhoods and communities, cities, states, through these amazing businesses. So we challenge everyone to replace one product, service, or podcast with one from somebody who stood up and served our country.
Folks, in the comment section, I just put the link to the directory. Great companies on here. Cross Sabers Coffee Company, that's a good company. Arrowhead Jerky, another Blazing Star. I love Blazing Star mics. Good stuff over there. And of course, Oscar Mike, Travis, the guy's got a heart the size of the world. Just a big love, dude. You can't not love that guy.
You really can't. He is.
Yeah.
His podcast last night, I'll plug Travis, was amazing. It was really good. So if you haven't listened, go to Forces Brands USA, and he's our hub spot right now for podcasts.
I love this idea when we first started talking, when we met about it, and I was like, oh, this is something that HMG wants to be a part of. So eventually, when I get off my backside, we're going to have everything over to Julie, and you're going to be able to find all HMG stuff over there as well. We are committed to doing that. We are going to be doing that. You're going to find the shows that are on HMG over there as well. And it's just good business, because it's something that me personally, as the CEO of HMG, is something that I believe in, and what she's doing. And I've been there, so I get how hard it is to get these kind of things up and running. And it's good. I want everybody to go check it out. Click on the links and go and follow them on social media as well. Excuse me, all their you're on Facebook, Instagram,
and TikTok.
Yeah. Get over there and check it out.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. If you guys are out and about in your local area and you see a veteran-owned company, send them an email, or get on social media and send them a direct message what that company is. So we can start building that. We want to highlight all the veteran companies that are out there. I think this is great. And I purposely, if there's a veteran-owned company, I try to buy veteran-owned first, especially if it's in the area. I mean, I buy other veteran coffee, and I own a coffee company, so it's because I get it. It's it's you try to show that support. So
and one piece on that, Adam. If you go out to like a restaurant, right, or you go to a bar, or you go wherever you go, ask the business, hey, do you have a veteran-owned company in here? Every time I go somewhere, and I posted a video about this yesterday, right? I took my dad's visiting right now. I took him to Yard House in Springfield to get lunch. And so I asked the bartender, hey, do you guys have a veteran-owned beer here? And they had to go check and find out, and they did. And so that's the beer I got, was a veteran-owned beer, because I think it's important to support our community and to tell people about it. And so then that bartender learned, like, hey, this is a veteran-owned brand that we have. And so now she can tell folks who come, to Yard House, hey, we have this product here, and you should drink it, because it's a great product. It was a great beer, but also, it's a veteran-owned company. So ask the people when you go out, hey, what do you have that is from the military community? Because you'd be surprised what people have, and they might not even know about it.
Yeah, I'm going to add something to that. That's such a great point. So those of you that Hard Truth Rods over on Instagram, that's Knuckles, got you, brother. See you over there. Thanks for joining. You can't see, but behind me. So HMG Beverage had its own spirits for a while, and we're slowly, after a couple of years, is starting to put that back in. Hopefully 2027 we'll be able to bring that back. But we've had a gin and a bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey for a while. And the gin side of things was like, you put it into a bar, a lot of the time people are just like, oh, it's a bottle, it's this. Nobody really knew the story behind it. So I'm saying this to the veteran-owned businesses, like when you, especially if you, like from the spirit side of things at least, and I learned from the best, Travis McVeigh, shout out from Heroes Vodka, shout out to Travis. That's another one, Julie, just Heroes Vodka, by the way. Travis taught me, like, when you go into these places, or when you're pitching the distributors, that, because it's all third tier, when you pitch in the distributors that go to these bars or these restaurants or what have you, let them know and create some type of like little handout that you can give them at the bar and stuff. And for a while, we were at a place in Springfield, Missouri, and we had little cards, like little coasters with our logo on it. They'd throw it down, and we had to educate the bartenders on why they wanted to serve this. And a lot of the times, people, the distributors want kickbacks or all this other stuff. That's a whole nother story for another day. But like when you get in there, like you just want to educate the bartenders or the people who are showcasing your product. Be like, hey, if anybody asks, or if nobody asks, hey, we got this, or we got this veteran owned brand here, put it out there. You'd be doing good, and you'd be surprised at how far you go with it.
Yeah, and on that point, Adam, Craft. I don't know if you've heard of Craft.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Mike, they started a nonprofit for that reason, to help the veterans that are out there that want to get into brewing and distilling. So look them up as well, because they're doing a lot of amazing things, and they'll be down in Tampa the 22nd through the 24th doing a huge event for those brands that are out there in the brewing and distilling industry. And they're also one cool thing that we're doing, and we're partnered with them with Forces Brands USA, is we're going to the Tampa International Airport to pitch the vendors there to get veteran-owned businesses in the Tampa airport on the menus, in the little kiosk areas, or little, those stores where they sell like beef jerky and all that stuff. So Mike and I are going to the Tampa airport to pitch veteran-owned businesses to the vendors there in the airport to get those brands into the airport. So just continuing to amplify those messages, and the more people who go to restaurants, businesses, and ask the question, the more people realize, oh man, there are these amazing things out there. I didn't know about that. How do I get them into my business to help, because they are doing amazing things? And it's not for, charity. It's because we have amazing products and we have amazing things that are out there. So ask. That's all I can say is just ask business owners, hey, what do you have from a vet or from the military community?
I love that. And again, folks, if you guys are out and about and you see a veteran-owned company, highlight them. Shoot Julie a message or an email. I got in the comments below. You see the link, forcesbrands-usa.com, and then make sure you look at that, and also follow Dog Tags to Ownership on the social platforms as well. Heather Elizabeth, good morning, sis. How are you? Appreciate you jumping on. Julia, let's switch it up a little bit here. I got a couple of stories, and I want to get your take on them. Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. This just happened, like in the last 24, 48 hours. World War II memorial desecrated in DC. Like I don't, you guys can't see it, but like just saying that, like I said I wasn't going to throat punch somebody. This really pissed me off. So Thursday, someone hit the World War II memorial on the National Mall. Red paint dumped across the walls on the floor of the Atlantic Pavilion, I believe. There was graffiti that read "Clean hands, dirt dollar," something. Somebody wasn't very creative on it, but they graffitied some shit on there, and then a bunch of soap or some kind of cleaning agent was poured into the fountain. So that started bubbling over. Like that happened yesterday. So this, God, I can't.
There's just no word. There's no words for it.
So infuriating to me. I hope they find the person that did this.
I mean, there's tons of cameras out there. I would assume, right? But
you would. I mean, so that area is by the what is it, the U.S. Park Service. So the park police are investigating it as of right now, or at least as of this morning when I got this article. It was no suspects yet. Really, with all the technology that's out there, you can't. Maybe if they had a flock camera there, they probably never mind. Anyway, oh my god. So yeah, it's
Did it say like what time or anything? So you told me about it before we got on the show.
It did not show me the time. But here, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and hopefully we get something by next week that we see an update that somebody's been caught. But it didn't. The article didn't allude to like some type of protest or anything like that. It just, as far as I know, it could have been. I mean, we could speculate until the cows come home right now.
Yeah.
It's just, I just, to me, it's the disrespect to do that, and to to any memorial for that matter, but to that one specifically is,
it's disheartening.
It's disheartening. It's sickening, and if they're caught, they need to be punished to the extreme. God, yeah, I can't even think straight right now. It's just like don't do that. That's a big no. I would catch the person and then line them up and have let's see what veterans have to say. Have the vets come out and spot check the person, and see what happens. Make sure you turn the cameras first.
Make him clean everything as well
with a toothbrush.
Yeah. Put them through some like basic training type stuff.
That would. Oh my god, it's so infuriating. Next story is also a sad one, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys paying attention to this or saw this, and this is all stuff. Again, my week has just been with everything in the homestead here, but Wednesday over Fort Hood, and I was literally around the area when this happened. An AH-64 Apache attack helicopter went down near Salado, Texas, about 70 miles north of Austin. Yeah, both crew members were killed. The Army is investigating, and they're holding the names, rightfully so, until the families have been talked to. So it was a training mission, and something happened. That's about the gist of it. So our hearts go out to the families of those two. That sucks. It seems like a lot of that's happened over the last couple of years. We're seeing more and more incidences with military aircraft. Or am I wrong for saying that?
No, I was as you were saying that, I was thinking the same thing. I feel like even this year we've had the Army has had a few. I feel like this isn't the first one just in 2026.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or maybe the news is talking about it more. Is this something? I mean, I don't want. I'm not saying anything, and I'm not planting like, hey, this always happens, because it doesn't. But this. I don't know. They weren't very specific on what happened, whether there's a malfunction or whatever. They didn't get into any of that. So,
yeah.
And that's fine. Doesn't matter. We lost two soldiers, and that sucks. So, this next one. Over to our Navy brothers and sisters. The USS Abraham Lincoln deployment crisis. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but the USS Abraham Lincoln has now been at sea for more than 250 straight days, over 8 months total. Now, when I saw this, being the a-hole that I am, I thought, aren't they supposed to do that? That's kind of what they do, right? And then I started reading more and more into this. I don't know. They said she, like the ship Abraham Lincoln, Okay, I don't know. The Navy's different. I get it. No, I'm not, whatever. Left San Diego back in November, and then got redirected to from the Pacific into the Middle East. Okay, and then ran 40 days of combat missions against Iran. Still no return date. Okay, well, even if they had it, it's not like we're going to say anything, right? We're not supposed to. OPSEC. Families described food shortages, rationing, no soap, no toothpaste, no deodorant, contaminated water, broken plumbing, laundry outages. Welcome to the Army. That's whoa. This is, I call that Tuesday. And it says that the families describe. Well, how do I'm assuming like somebody's complaining to the families. Could it be the families are over exact? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But one sailor, unfortunately, this is the one thing I don't like to see. Sailors are reporting suicidal thoughts. One sailor had to be physically stopped by shipmates from going overboard. On August 11th, roughly 200 family members confronted acting Navy Secretary Hung Chow. Did I say that right? Okay. At the town hall in San Diego, the Navy's official response denies widespread problems. Says there's continuous clean water and 2 protein options at every meal. So is it? This is why?
So this is what I think is happening. But first, would you really want to be on a ship for 250 days and not get off?
Why? That's why I joined the Army and not the Navy.
I know, but
it's aircraft carrier. It's a floating city. Like, and aren't they supposed to be out for you?
So I'm gonna give a shout.
Mail that I'm getting already, and it's at, oh my God.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to our logistic brethren and sisters out there. So I think the problem is because they're from the Pacific, so that's 3rd Fleet. They had to come around, and they're now under 5th Fleet in the Middle East, and 5th Fleet headquarters, I believe, was decimated early on from the Iranians. And so I think that there is a logistics problem, and the logistics being able to service multiple aircraft carriers under a fleet that's already had issues, I think is where the issue comes, right? I'm not a Navy person. I did go to the Naval War College up in Newport, Rhode Island, though. So I learned a little bit about the Navy, but I think it is a logistics problem, and being able to resupply the Abraham Lincoln from 3rd Fleet, as they are now part of 3rd Fleet and their logistical package, as a part of 5th Fleet, not 3rd Fleet, as part of their logistical package. And I don't think that
so they weren't set up for it.
Right. Yeah, I don't think 5th Fleet has the logistical nodes to be able to add the Abraham Lincoln for this long.
Carrier. I'm assuming it's just, so how many aircraft carriers are over there right now? Do we know? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
So there is 14, I believe, aircraft carriers in the Navy. And I believe out at sea at any given time, there is either anywhere from 2 to 4 out underway. And then there's always 2 that I think are being refurbished, doing maintenance, and then 2 that are doing training, something like that, I believe. Don't quote me on those numbers, please, people. But it's something like that. That's how they rotate. But usually, the Abraham Lincoln is in the Pacific, not the Middle East, and it had to come around to be part of this because there wasn't another aircraft carrier ready to support the Middle East.
I mean, I could see. I mean, that makes sense. The logistics side of it. I like David's comment, nothing but rage bait. And that could be too. But I got one for you, David. Here, so just stand by. But that makes sense. I mean, if you don't have if you have if there was an aircraft carrier there already and you're bringing in a second one, that's what, they're 4,000, 5,000 people.
Yeah. You know who we should ask?
That's what you need.
We should ask. So our guest this week was Tom Schwab.
Oh yeah.
And he owns Interview Valet, and he was on the USS Abraham Lincoln when it first got commissioned and went out to sea.
Oh wow, that's cool. So Tom, when you watch this, leave a comment below and tell us what the hell. Like, why is everybody so upset about that? I mean, I thought that's what you guys do, be out at sea for years at a time. Anyway, back to, we had a comment here from my dear friend David Gordon that nothing but rage bait. This is rage bait, this next story, and I purposely put this in here for that. Flock cameras. Have you seen these flock cameras? I've mentioned them in the past, but I thought I'd just this morning. I want to know your guys' thoughts on flock cameras, and go. Start typing your answers. Leave the comments. I really want to hear what you have. You experienced flock cameras? Have you seen flock cameras? If so, where? Please be very specific on where you've seen them. But Julie, this was this came out of a Privacy Watch. This is this happened down in Arizona, like Goodyear Police Department, which was right down this, like literally 2 blocks away from my old house. Officer was placed on leave back. This was back in July, because after a flock license plate camera audit, the officer is now under criminal investigation by the Glendale Police Department for misuse of. Listen, there's a lot of misuse of these flock cameras by police departments all over the country, but here you're seeing stuff in Goodyear. But this is coming out of Arizona, because I like to pick that as where I used to be. David, you got an hour? These flock cameras are. I noticed them out here in Pennsylvania. Here is my take on this, Julie, because I saw something on social media, because it must be true, that Home Depot was in like some type of lawsuit because of these flock cameras or whatnot. So they're putting them up in these most big box stores. Some of them are they own the land that they put these stores on. Not all of them do, but I'm gonna, for this argument, that's what I'm gonna say. So if you own the land and you put up a flock camera there, now these I could see, and you're suing the property owner or that big box store, I could see their argument being, we're using it for security reasons. It's their land. I get it. That would be like you and I putting up a camera on our deck or our front door, right? Yep. If the popo, and listen, Heroes Media Group, we support our law enforcement. I feel like I have to put that out there. We love our law enforcement when you're doing good, but just like anything else, there are some bad seeds out there. When you're abusing that, then you should be held accountable for it. I think some people are arguing the fact that, oh, it's affecting our privacy rights. You lost your privacy rights a long time ago when you started carrying around this little pocket computer, these cell phones, and they're just getting worse, right? I mean, here's the alternative. Don't carry a cell phone. Go back to a flip phone, or don't carry one at all and learn Morse code. I don't know, but like it's
get a pager. Go back to a pager.
Yeah, it's is there a phone bank around here? But are we, these flock cameras, is this something that we should be concerned with? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. And the reason I say that is because there's cameras everywhere. Like, I live in the suburbs, I guess, of DC. I walk down in my neighborhood, walk the dogs, and everybody has a Ring camera. So there is literally, I mean, there is a camera watching you everywhere. So it's hard to say.
But you're talking. I'll play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
So the neighbor has a Ring camera, but that's for their security to protect their house. They're not using it to spy on the neighbors or.
Are you sure?
I'm not. Well, maybe not. I don't. Most Ring cameras face out toward the driveway or the front door, right?
Well, okay. So I live in like a townhouse. Like we live in a townhouse, so it's a townhouse neighborhood, right?
Okay.
So we have a Ring camera on the front, and we have one on our back, and the back one can go out into like the back, like where our parking area is, right?
Yeah.
So I can see when people are walking their dogs or whatever and what they're doing. And I mean, even my neighbors, right? They have one, and our HOA has been going around and doing their inspections and blah blah blah. And so one of our neighbors took the video and sent it in our group text of like the HOA lady making fun of something that one of our neighbors like is doing for her neighborhood or for her like little back area. But that's a camera that's out there that you can take the video, take it, and send it to other people. So there's literally cameras everywhere. And like, yeah, I get it, like for their security, but like we had one of our neighbors got their house got egged, and so everybody in the neighborhood got their cameras to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, to me, right where I live, because I live like in a city area,
Yeah.
I feel like there is cameras all over this place, and that's why I said the thing too about the World War II memorial. Like, there are so many cameras up there. There's no way that they don't like know who did that.
David Gordon brings up, if you're doing something wrong, you got nothing to worry about, right? Well, who's deciding what's wrong on any given day? That's a great question. That is a great question. I personally love when people rank security advice very useful for investigations. She would say that because she works for an insurance company. That's my sister. I can talk trash. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. So, or 2 days ago, rather. Whatever. Her and I'll disagree with her just because I'm the older a-hole brother. So, but she makes a solid point too, though. It does help for investigations and stuff like that. But then at the same time, who's calling the investigations? When who's making the rules and who's drawing the line? Because my opinion or what I think is wrong is going to be different than what Julie thinks or what David thinks or what Heather thinks or what have you. So who's right and who's wrong? And if you say, well, the government will decide, well, go punch yourself in the face for that, because I'm not accepting that answer at all. You know what I mean? So but at the same time, I go back to the comment that I made about this. Like I learned from a very good friend of mine, Dr. Han's mom. He said, when you picked up a cell phone that had a camera on it, you gave up your right for privacy, because that was, I mean, it's anybody can hack in it, and it doesn't have to be the government. I mean, I don't have the tinfoil hat, but I'll put a tinfoil hat on. I don't give a shit. Like I'll come up with some conspiracies. I'm all for that stuff. But at the same time, you gotta understand what you're getting yourself into. That's why all of these things come with, warning labels and all of this. You agree to do X, Y, and Z if you're going to use this service. Here's the alternative: learn Morse code and live out in the woods, and even then you're not.
Yeah.
My opinion. Take it for what it's.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it's just one of those things where we as a society kind of have to also figure out where's the line. And I don't know if we have,
I don't again,
I don't know if we will.
But I don't think you can. Especially if you have people on the Hill that are just like, okay, you get X amount of people, we're agreeing that this is going to be the rule.
Yeah.
But you got millions of people over here that say, screw you. We don't like that. You know what I mean? So it's keep an eye on this flop camera stuff. And here's the other thing. I'm seeing a lot more of it. David brought up a point. There's about there are 7 cases, different departments all over Arizona happening right now. But it's not just Arizona where it's happening. It's happening all over the country right now. And a lot of people, a lot of counties are going in and blocking them. There was a place in Tennessee, the governor over in Knoxville, the guy, the wrestler, Kane. It's horrible that's how I know him, but he came out and spoke against these flock cameras and stuff like that recently as well. So a lot of people aren't liking them, and rightfully so. It's very 2030-ish agenda there. That's all I'm going to say about I don't have the tinfoil hat. We got to get going here, guys. Listen, I got another. I want to highlight something here real quick. Hero spotlight. Officer Joshua Colorado and Juan Sonora responded to a 911 call from a mother whose 3-year-old son, who is autistic and nonverbal, was choking on vomit and wasn't breathing. Officer Colorado jumped in, saw and dealt with it, got the airway cleared, excuse me, and the kid is now recovering. So congrats on that. Congrats. Good job, officers. Appreciate you guys saving. Dude, that's just good work. It's good work. And some of you were like, why are we hearing about this? It's Heroes Media Group. We're talking about our heroes. Like we need more positive stories in the world, which reminds me, if you got a positive story that you want to share, email us at media@heroesmediagrp.com. Another one is a burning vehicle rescue. This one was wild. This happened out of Bridgeport, Texas at a Methodist church campsite. Vehicle was seen circling a caretaker's house before taking off into the woods. Deputies launched a drone to track down and to find the vehicle. And when they found it, it was engulfed in flames. They ran down a steep wooded embankment straight towards the fire. There was a man trapped inside, and he resisted. He fought against being rescued. Then a small explosion went off. The temperature got him to triple digits very quickly. Both first responders on scene ended up hospitalized for smoke inhalation. Did I say that right? I can't. Whatever. They were still able to pull him out. This was a wild story because the chief was like, their goal was to save a person's life, whether that person wanted to be saved or not. And in the video, I guess there's a video floating around. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it, but the video apparently looks much worse. But that's the part of this job. The men and women every day put on their uniform and they do good shit. And I absolutely love that. We want to highlight that. So shout out to Bridgeport Fire Rescue. Appreciate you guys. We're coming up on time here. Where are we going to be? Next week, we're going to be down at Empowered Podcasting Conference. If you're going to be there August 21st to the 23rd, Charlotte, North Carolina. Shay Sparks is going to be speaking down there. I will not be attending, unfortunately, this year. I'm kind of on standby with some stuff that I alluded to earlier. But I love this organization. My buddy Mark founded this Empowered Podcasting Conference. Mark brought on Rich and Jason. This is a great event. If you're in podcasting or you're looking to get into podcasting, this is the event that you want to be at. Go to empoweredpodcasting.com. Check it out. And then September 25th, 26th, we're going to be at the All Heroes Open in Tampa, Florida with our friends over at Team Addo. Always looking forward to this event every year. So super stoked about that. You go to teamaddo.org, find out more if you'd like. Julie, we got a couple more minutes. Let's talk about shows. Tell us about your most recent podcast show.
So our most recent was with Tom Schwab from Interview Valet. He is the founder, owner of Interview Valet. And Tom discusses on our show this week being in the Navy, his transition out of the Navy, and then founding Interview Valet and what Interview Valet brings to business owners and how they help business owners get on podcasts to talk about their brand, talk about their book or their business, whatever they have. But that's what they do, is they really help those business owners get on other people's podcasts and use those podcasts as a platform to discuss their business. And it's a great company. They've done a lot of amazing things for a lot of brands that are out there, and they are veteran owned, Navy owned, and he was on the USS Abraham Lincoln. So I'm going to shout that out for him. And then on our podcast also, we do our Forces Brands USA Business of the Week, and this week's Business of the Week was Oscar Mike Radio with Travis Partington. So I'm going to shout out Travis. So check out his episode yesterday. It was amazing. Really good episode that he had yesterday.
I love it. Guys, make sure you check out. You can check out all the podcast shows that you missed this week. Go to heroesmediagroup.com. Go to the show pages. Follow them on their social media platforms as well. I will have what you missed in the show notes or in the comment sections after it again. Oh, who was it again? Who are you asking about? Sean, who are you asking about? Who was it again? Oh, are you talking about?
Oh, Tom Schwab.
Tom Schwab. All right. And you can find, again, Dog Tags to Ownership Podcast, Heroes Media Group. Julie, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome, Adam. This was awesome. Hey, one thing though, there is a big Vet Fest coming up in Pennsylvania next month, and so if you're in the Pennsylvania area, go out there and support all those veteran businesses.
Where?
What's that?
Do you know where?
Yeah,
Where?
it's in right outside of Philly, I think. Melvin. Is that right? You're in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So Vet Fest.
Thanks for reminding me because it's on my.
I'll be there too. I'm coming.
Was it? Is it the 12th?
I think so.
I think it's the 12th.
Let's see. Saturday. Saturday the 12th.
Okay, so the fact that I knew about that and haven't brought it up, my bad, folks. My bad. Maybe I was waiting until it got a little closer to the. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I'm gonna use as an excuse. Anyway, Julie, I appreciate you jumping on, sis. Thank you so much, and we're honored to have you part of Heroes Media Group as well. Love everything that you're doing there, folks. Go check out heroesmediagroup.com. Don't forget, think for yourself. Don't get the 45-degree syndrome. And did I say think for yourself?
You did.
Yeah. Make sure you guys think for yourself. We watch what you consume, okay? And I appreciate all of you. It's going to be crazy next couple of weeks, but I'm looking forward to it. I should be back here next week. We'll see. We're going to maybe get on some people that are down at Empowered Podcasting, bring them on. We'll see. I gotta see. We'll see. But I'll be here next week nonetheless. Julie, thank you again. Guys, go check her stuff out. Have a great weekend. Get outside. God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.